You are now watching the Loxs Gambling Podcast. Let's play, baby.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loxs Gambling Podcast. I am your host, your degenerate, your lover, not like that, but everything and above, Hok. I'm with my boy, my ace, my man, Buffalo's finest, KP. What's up, baby?
What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. I'm a little getting over last night. Didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Don't know how. Well, I talked to you a little bit last night, but I think we both were missing on a few things. I'll get right to it. What happened? What's up with Puka?
What's up with who?
Puka?
I mean, did you say Luka?
Puka. Nakua.
Oh, I was like, Luka had 28, 10, and 8. I mean,
No,
what do you expect?
no,
what do you want from him?
We're on football today.
Yeah, no, it's not up to Puka. It's up to the Rams. They say he's going to be in the pitch count. They're just like, okay, so that means for every time you're on the field, we're going to you.
Yeah.
You're going to pass it. You're going to run it. You're going to catch it.
He had 100 yards in the third quarter.
He had a carry. Hey, what is going on?
He had a carry.
He played 40 out of 71 snaps. And they said, we're going to give it to you every single time that you're on that field.
I was like, is this what you call limited? Like, I'm never trusting the Rams again. He literally had like the first 3 plays of the game. And I'm like,
oh, okay. That's not what limited usually means when I pick a player.
Yeah, and
I pick a player and he doesn't see the ball at all.
Yeah, and I would have had a lot less Tutu Atwell, which ended up fucking me at the end because once again I thought Puka wasn't playing,
and that's why even though we give this advice here, it's so important to make sure that if you're really putting some money down, make sure that it's going to involve a player that is not going to be affected by whether somebody is questionable and is out, or if their position is going to be, if their target share is going to be smaller because somebody comes back from IR, or there's somebody who you're banking on being out and then they end up being in, and then it ends up taking your money. You got to make sure that, if it comes to big money, got to always make sure that you know about those, because things happen. And we get upset.
Yeah, use your resources out there, y'all. I don't know what you guys use. I use Twitter for a lot of mine. I mean, there's obviously the sites that you can use when it comes to EV and just player props and stuff to give you an idea of where to start. But Twitter, for me, there's a bunch of accounts. Underdog, obviously, is one of the best out there. So just stay up to date, especially if you're putting big money down, like KP just said. It's only so much we can do ahead of time. These guys make changes all the time. So before you lock that bet in, always do your own due diligence. But before we start, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to the channel. It goes a long way for us. It will eventually go a long way for you. So that will really help us out a lot. But it's a new day. No more Thursday night football. No more Rams. No more of that garbage. We're gonna be going over the NFL. What is it? Week 8? Yeah, week 8. Week 8 NFL. Go through the games. Tell you what we like. Tell you what we don't like. Tell you what to stay away from, and tell you maybe what you need to look at. So we're gonna go through this, right through this. Black Ops 6 obviously came out today. And I know everybody want to play that, including myself. So we're gonna get right into it. It starts obviously Sunday. 1 o'clock tip off here on the Eastern time. We'll start with the
kickoff.
Huh?
Tip off or kickoff?
Kickoff. Did I say tip off?
I think it's a tip off.
1 p.m. See, this is the problem. It's the best time of the year. Don't get me wrong. It's the best time of the year. Right now is prime. Everything, but it's hard to go from like looking at all basketball, then I gotta switch to all football, Then I gotta switch to I do a little hockey too. But anyway, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. kickoff Eastern time. Here we got the Titans. Lions. The game is in Detroit. Looking like Lions minus 675 on the money line, minus 11.5 on the total. Total sitting at 45. Mine started at minus 7, went up to 11.5. Yeah, what you like? Got anything for this one, Kev, or is this this?
This is a gross game. It's gross. The Titans, they're not good, but like their defense isn't bad. But the Lions are good, and their defense isn't bad. So
Right.
the Lions are going to win, but that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. Yeah.
A lot of points. But I said the same thing last week about the Bills and the Titans, and you looked at me crazy. And then we were down at halftime, but then we ended up winning by like 25. So
I can kind of see the same, like you said, the same thing happening kind of with that Bills Titans game. 11.5 is a lot. Titans defense is still legit, like we just said. And I don't know, if it really depends on, I think this is a total run, like how Montgomery and Gibbs do. If they are doing what they usually do, then this is going to be a blowout in every fashion. But if the Titans can somehow slow down that incredible duo in that backfield that the Lions have, I mean, I'm guessing Mason Rudolph is still going to be the starter. I'm hearing at least. So
yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters either. So I mean, I like the under though a little bit on this. Like if I was to lean anywhere, like I said, I know the Titans aren't going to score a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. It's just scary that the Lions could put up 35, 40 if they get hot. So, but I mean, I lean towards the under. I would stay away from this game. Not much here, but the under and Titans plus, I guess 11.5 is my lean.
Yeah. So I looked at some numbers. Like I told you before, this morning I spent a lot of time just charting everything out, like how I do for college basketball. And I was looking at, and now I look at those numbers, and then I look back at ESPN, which is what I use a lot for my. I almost exclusively use ESPN for research. ESPN team rankings, and that's really about it. I have all the information that I need is basically there. The Titans are going to get smacked. I might take those points because in my research it showed that the Titans they're allowing the third lowest passing yardage, but they played Tualus Dolphins team. Joe Flacco with the Colts, who actually is a pretty good quarterback. I like, even though he's 39 years old. They played Green Bay without Jordan. Why am I forgetting? It's Jordan Love. So they had Malik Willis, who just was running all over them. They lost to that Packers team by 16 points. This Lions team can beat you through the air, on the ground, and they have a solid defense. I'm taking. I was a little scared at first, but I was also scared about the Bills, and we ended up winning by 24 points. So,
and not to mention, Jared Goff is having him a year in the top 3 right now for MVP. I think candidate. I think it's Mar, Josh, and then probably Goff. And then talking about Henry and all.
His completion percentage has been insane. He had a game where he didn't miss a pass.
I don't like Jared Goff. I never did, but he is. But that's it. I mean, like I said, just take. I mean, this game. Don't put too much money on it. The real game I want to get to, which is one of my favorite games, and you're gonna hate me for this, but we got the 1 p.m. still early slate. We got the Ravens and the Browns. Okay, in Cleveland. Ravens are -8 on the run line, and then not the run line. The I'm talking about -8 on the spread. -410 on the money line. Total is sitting at 44.5. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm just going to get it out the way. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to get it out the way. I love Jameis Winston. and you know that. I'm sorry. I love Jameis Winston. Everyone knows that. I absolutely love him. So if you don't think that I'm taking Jameis Winston passing yards this week, you're drunk. And I know. But one thing we do know about Jameis Winston, Kev, is what? He gonna throw that shit no matter what. He could throw 3 interceptions, 5 interceptions. He is gonna throw the ball, and that's what he does. That's what he's always done. And we talking about a quarterback who threw for 5,000 yards one season. He threw for 5,000 yards. That's not easy to do.
He also had a 30 for 30 without an ESPN studio anywhere in sight. That was just his touchdown and interception.
I don't care. I think Jameis, these guys love Jameis. They got up for Jameis. Deshaun is gone. I think Deshaun. And I'm not – there is a total possibility that Jameis goes out there and fucking blows. And I understand that. I understand. You don't have to take it. I'm taking that chance. I'm taking Jameis over the passing yards. First game in. I'm excited. I can't wait. The Browns are going to lose, but – and I don't care if Jameis messes up because he's going to keep throwing the ball, and they have no one else. They're all gone. Deshaun's gone. They tried DTR. He got hurt. It's just Jameis.
He's bad.
He was bad, and he got banged up a little bit. It's just Jameis, and they're going to be playing from behind, and Jameis is going to throw.
I'm just wondering, why did they go with DTR instead of Jameis?
This is my guess, and hear me. Let me know what you think about it. My guess is that so they were all on Deshaun Watson. He was the quarterback. Even as bad as the media, we bashed him. Everyone's bashing Deshaun, but they kept saying Deshaun's our quarterback. Deshaun's our quarterback. Deshaun is done, and everyone knows that. Deshaun's done for the season. I mean, God bless the brother. I hope he can come back. Dude's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I believe they tried DTR because once Deshaun went down, I think let's get the young guy in and see if we can. Before we put Jameson, we already know Deshaun's gone, so let's put the young guy in. Let's see if he can potentially be something we can work with, or maybe even the next kind of because we know what Jameis can do. We know what Jameis is going to do. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows what Jameis is going to do, but let's try the young guy. See if he can show us something, and if not, then we got Jameis. And I think it was really just as simple as that. I think it was a business move. I read reports that they were going to try DTR that game anyway at some point. So I think there was just an opportunity. Put the young guy in, let him get some reps, see if he can become our quarterback, and that ended very quickly. And now we left with Jameis, and I believe that's great. So I'm going Jameis. That's the only thing I'm taking from this game. If I was to take anything else, take the Ravens -8. But that's the only thing I'm going with in this game. I'm just going for Jameis passing yards.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because he's going to throw it.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
And he's not going to stop trying either. That's the beauty of it. He's not going to stop trying to throw it.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. I definitely hear that. And the Ravens are allowing the most passing yards per game. Then again, a lot of teams are coming from behind and they have to throw the ball. Exactly. So that makes sense. And they will be down, so they'll have to throw the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then again, the Ravens. Another argument just in your favor is the Ravens are allowing the lowest yards per carry average in the NFL at 3.3 yards. The lowest yards on the ground against them. So you have to go through the air. It's the only option. And Jameis says, bet.
I would stay away from Nick Chubb if anybody's just got back. Granted, he's still Nick Chubb, but I wouldn't. You got to let Nick Chubb get in a little bit. And for all that, don't get me wrong. Nick Chubb might come in and he's Nick Chubb.
He might fall into the end zone.
Yeah, I'm saying, or he might run for a lot. It's Nick Chubb, but just the matchup and the new quarterback, I would stay away from anything else in this game. But yeah,
I would stay away from Nick Chubb.
Yeah, stay away from it. But throw in Jameis passing yards, though. That's if you want to rock with me on that. Next game, Packers, Jaguars. 1 p.m. Green Bay sitting at -4, minus 198 on the money line. Jaguars plus 164. Total is sitting at 49. Pretty high, but probably warranted. What you think in this game?
The only thing that I really care about from this game is Jordan Love passing yards. That's it. I don't know what Grayson's doing over there. I thought the dog was doing something crazy.
Grayson going crazy?
He was like Patrick when he walked into the Sea Dome. I was like, "What's going on over there, bro? You good?" I thought. But yeah, only thing I love in this game is, one, I think the Packers win. But then again, the Vikings lost last night to the Rams, so anything's possible. But I think the Packers win. I think that they should be able to cover that -4 versus the Jaguars. That over is pretty high, but I think it's possible to get there. But I think Jordan Love gets his passing yards. I would take his passing yards at 300 yards in this game. I don't care who he's throwing it to because you never know. I'm not playing that game. I may be a better, but I don't play craps. I don't go roll dice. I don't care who he's throwing it to. I think Jordan Love gets those yards through the air, and I don't care who they go to. So I'm not going to stress myself out by picking one of them and then them getting 3 targets for 13 yards while somebody else, Bo Melton, goes off for 130. So Jordan Love passing yards. Exactly.
Okay. I hate this game. I hate the Jaguars. I hate Doug Peterson. I hate Trevor Lawrence. I hate the Jaguars. But I do like I like Evan Ingram in this game. Green Bay is 5th. Worse than Garden, the tight end. And as soon as he came back, I think that first game was the London game. Trevor's just looking for this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's just looking for him. He's had well over 5 targets in each game. The 2 games that he has been back. And I think they're just going to try and get him just involved. And I always look at to see like how they get these players involved sometimes. And Evan Ingram had a bunch of he had like 2 to 3 screen passes thrown to him. And screen passes are some of the easiest, receptions, especially if you go the reception route. That's what I'm going. I like Evan Ingram over 4.5 receptions because
that's his line.
Yeah, his line's at 4.5. I think he can soar over this. I mean, it was 4.5 when I checked. It's probably going up to 5.5 now. So if you're looking at this, I'm trying to rush to the books and see if you can still find that 4.5 line. But I think it's seeing one book here that got it at 5.5, which I guess because Trevor loves this guy and the Jaguars love this guy. He gets screen passes, he gets those check downs, he gets deep balls sometimes. He's just all over the place. So I really do like Evan Ingram to get some receptions here. I think they're going to be playing from behind as well. I think Green Bay is going to win this game as long as you. So I think, Trevor is just going to be trying to do whatever he can do, and he's going to look to someone reliable, which is he knows Evan Ingram. So
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say Trevor has definitely loved targeting Evans since he came back in the lineup. He's always been one of his just favorite safety valves, basically, and he just always falls back to him. So I like it.
Jordan Love passing TDs too has just been an automatic fucking autoplay since the beginning of the season. Until they changed that line to 2.5, I would take whatever it is that Jordan Love over 1.5 passing TDs. I think he probably has like 3. Honestly, this game against this Jaguars team. So until they fix that line, they're not watching the games. Obviously, he hasn't thrown for under 2 passing touchdowns in any game. So until they change that, I'm just going to keep throwing that in my straights or parlays too until they change the line. So I don't care about the juice on it because he's going to throw for 2 passing touchdowns. So I'll let you know when he don't. Okay. Next game, we got Colts versus the Texans. Texans are -5 on the line, -225 on the money line. Colts are +185. Total sitting at 45. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit on this one, Kev, while I go grab something real quick. So I'm gonna solo you.
Okay. All right. Well, the Colts and Texans, they tend to play pretty high-scoring games. There's no Nico Collins, and we know that Nico Collins absolutely feasts on these Colts, on this Colts secondary. But without him being there, I don't think there's a problem for the Texans at all. There's a reason why they're still favored by 5 points. I believe that we hit the over in this game. No, actually, I'm just going to stay away from that. I think that if you're going to go with something from this game, absolutely go with Joe Mixon on the ground, because the Colts haven't been able to stop anything on the ground. They're one of the worst teams on the ground. They are allowing 159, basically 160 yards per game on the ground, which is only one removed from dead last in the NFL. Joe Mixon's been going absolutely nuts this year. They are really looking to feed him, and for good reason. He's been very productive. They have a wide receiving core that makes you stay honest in the secondary, which doesn't allow you to pay as much attention to the running game as you would like to. And this Colts team needs to pay more attention to the running game because they're absolutely terrible. So one thing that I'm absolutely going with from this game, if you want to just basically bet your house on it, Joe Mixon over rushing yards. I don't even know what it's sitting at right now, and I'm going to take it. I don't care. He's probably going to get the ball about 22 times in this game at least. Anthony Richardson is bad. He's going to turn the ball over. He's not even be able to move the ball through the air. He's not the player that we thought he was going to be to this point. Not to say he doesn't have the ability to get there, but he's just not there yet. Joe Mixon's they're going to run him until his legs literally remove themselves from his body from overusage. Go with Joe Mixon's over. And anytime touchdown is safe as well. The Texans, I think that they win this one pretty handily, and Joe Mixon's going to be a huge reason because of that. Yeah. It's just me. It's just me. Okay, yes, it's just me. So I'm still here.
I'm here.
Oh,
Sorry about that. Work stuff still working right now. Yeah, we are not rich yet, fella. We trying to get rich with y'all, which is why we're here. You know what I'm saying? Anything we give you, me and Kev bet ourselves. So don't just think we out here giving you outlandish picks. Anything we tell you, we be putting our hard-earned cash and money on it. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But that's why we want to talk to you guys, get your opinions. So if you got any opinions on anything we're saying here, or you think differently, put it in the chat here. Put it in the chat. Join the stream. I add you on. Give us your opinion. This game, who is it? We were at Jaguars. Oh yeah. So okay. Colts, Texans. Kind of heard a little bit of what you were saying there. The only thing I like from this game, I do like the Colts to cover. I don't like this Texans offense without Nico Collins. I don't think they look the same. I think Joe Mixon has a fucking hell of a day. His line is sitting at, I think, 79.5. It's very high, but I think it's very warranted. This Colts rush defense is not good, and I don't think the passing attack. I think we've seen that Nico Collins has a way bigger impact on this Texans passing attack than we thought, especially with them still having Diggs and Tank Dell. So I think they're going to rely heavily on Joe Mixon this game, pound the rock. I don't see a high-scoring game here at all. And my and my other best player of this game is Anthony Richardson under 14.5 completion. 14.5. And I say that because I'm not just spitting shit out my ass here. I'm going to tell you 1 second here why I really love that play. I just want to pull it up here. Anthony Richardson. Okay, so from the beginning of the year, he had 9. He had 1 game versus Green Bay where he had only 17. Okay, then he had 10, 3, and 10. Why is this line? It's 50. Why is this line 15.5? You don't complete. He don't pass the ball. He's not good. And I think he's going back to his running style. Like we saw a little bit of him, starting to run again. So I think he's going to get back to that because that's what he knows. But I'm taking Anthony Richardson under 15. I have no idea why this line is 15 and a half. And he's only went over this once this season. And the rest of the games aren't even close. He hasn't gone above 10 besides one game versus Green Bay, which was weird because that day he just like refused. I don't know what was going on through his brain. I don't know if his coaches was telling him, don't try not to run on that game versus Green Bay. I remember him. So, but the last couple of weeks he's been trying to run again and getting back on his feet. So I love those two plays. I like the Colts to cover. Like I said, I don't trust this Texans team right now without Nico because Nico goes berserk on the Colts. We all know that. I think he's had like over 120 yards every time he's played, and he's not there. So I like the Colts cover. Joe Mixon rushing yards, Anthony Richardson under completions.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that game. If you think the Colts cover, which I don't think they do, but I think if they do cover, then you almost have to go with the under if you don't trust the Nico Collins.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I think that the Texans are going to be able to control this game. Their average time in possession, they control 54.2% of the game, which is good for second in the NFL. And the Colts are dead last at 43.7%. And that's mainly because Anthony Richardson can't complete a pass. When he's in there, they're bad.
At all.
And what do we know anything about Jonathan Taylor? Is he supposed to be playing?
Jonathan Taylor's back.
He's back?
Jonathan is expected to play this week.
Okay, well, I have to look into how the Texans have been against like really good running backs, but they're currently allowing the eighth least yards the eighth least amount of yards on the ground at 109 yards rushing per game. But they're dead in the middle of the pack of the NFL when it comes to yards per carry at 4.5, which is good for 15th. So they're just but Jonathan Taylor has the ability to break some. So with the Texans being able to control the pace, I think that it should be without Nico Collins in there, even though the Colts are pretty bad through the air too. It should just be a more grinded out type of game, which is not what we're used to when it comes to a Texans-Colts lineup or matchup. But
I think that just aligns though with the Joe Mixon take I was saying too. Though, if you think the Texans are going to control the game, then a lot of ground game. I mean, Mixon.
I said I take Joe Mixon 100.
Oh, okay. I might have missed that when I was. Okay.
Yeah. No, Joe Mixon is the only thing that is an absolute lock in this game.
Oh, okay, good.
I would, like I said, I would take him to get to 125 yards.
Oh,
I would take him. I don't know what his carries is at, but I'd take him to carry 25 times this game. They're going to give it to him a lot.
I'm just looking at his stats: 188, 103, 110, 88. He's just feeding them, which they should. Okay. Well, Joe Mixon, Anthony Richardson under on the game, possibly too. Look more into that. Next up, Cardinals, Dolphins, 1 p.m. Dolphins are -4.5 on the line, -205 on the money line. Arizona's +170. Total sitting at 46. Tua back. Tua's back. I don't know to clap, be scared, or plan a funeral. So, I don't want Tua to play. I mean, I want Tua to play, but I don't want Tua to play. The dude's fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's a grown man. Let him do what he wants.
Oh yeah, hey. Look.
With that being said, Tyreek's over. 82.5. Don't
yeah. That's where I was going with it.
He's going for 3 bills.
Yeah, they took. They moved this line straight back up. I was seriously hoping that like they kind of gave us a little discount because of the weeks prior.
You know who we're talking about?
They're not dumb, and they took it. They didn't even give us like a. I was thinking like, okay, they might take it up to like 68, 72. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a discount for Tyreek Hill. Nope, 80 to 82 yards and a half. So I'm still going to take it. I am because you listen. I'm sure you've seen the press coverages with Reek talking about Tua coming back. And I've never seen a grown man more excited about playing a football game. So I think he is going to probably just go bananas. So I am going to take it, but I'm more interested in kind of I'm liking Jalen Waddle's line because Jalen Waddle's line is never too crazy, and it kind of didn't adjust too much. It's sitting at 51 and a half, and Tua only throws to those two.
This is true.
Yeah, enough of that Jonnu Smith garbage, whatever was going on last week where he looked like fucking
Vernon Davis.
Where he looked like the best tight end of all time because that's the only person that Snoop sees out there. But I like Miami to win. I like them to cover. Arizona's coming off that win. I think it's a crazy letdown spot for Arizona. I think Arizona is not good. I think they suck. And I think just a full stack Miami team back to a normal. HN, Mostert, Waddle, Hill. It's the Miami team again. I think they ready to get back and catch up for lost time. I know that sounds crazy, but it's been lost time. And I think they going to try and push for that playoff run. They're 2-4. They can't keep just losing. So I love Miami in this spot. I love Tyreek. I love Waddle. Maybe look at Tua's passing yards. You?
I'm not losing any more money on stupid things. I'm taking Tyreek. I hear you on the Jalen Waddle thing. I know he only passes to those two, but I know that Tyreek is going to get his yards in the first two drives because Tua is going to do a quick play. He's going to throw a 75-yard bomb to Tyreek, and he's going to get another pass that's going to be about 22 yards, and I'm going to be set. And there's going to still be 11 minutes left in the second quarter, and I won't have to worry about that. So that's what I'm going with. I'm just going to stop overthinking it. You know, he loves the guy.
You know what? Hold on. Quick little two-team, just if you're looking to make some money, and I think this is a good bet. If you just do, let's put Tyreek at 100. Tyreek 100 yards and to score together. Just Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown with 100 yards. It's plus 246 on FanDuel. I would just put that in by itself as another bet. If you got a little extra cash, but I don't see a reason why Tyreek Hill don't have that shit. You could take it up to 125 if you want, to be honest with you, and then get him to score. I don't see him not scoring. He ain't scored in weeks. He hasn't scored in weeks, and he's hungry. Like, he is hungry right now to play some competitive football again. So I'm with you. Moral story is take Tyreek Hill this week, y'all. That's it. That's all you need to know for this game. Did y'all hear me? Did y'all hear me? Take Tyreek Hill. Right. Next game. Falcons, Bucks, 1 p.m. Falcons are minus 142 on the money line, minus 2.5 on the line. Over total is sitting at 46 right now in Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, not there. I think everybody's healthy on the Falcons, as far as I know.
Makes sense.
Makes
sense.
I don't like the Falcons. I'm sorry. I still like the Bucks in this game. You?
Okay, you want to explain to them?
No, the Bucks. I think the Bucks run defense is pretty. I don't see Bijan and Algier having a day. One, I think Bijan is just very inconsistent. Then two, I just don't see him really like just tearing apart this Bucks offensive line. I think Baker is a good enough quarterback I'm not saying he's great. I think he's a good enough quarterback to still move the ball on this Atlanta defense because he's still like he loved Kate Otten. We saw that last week when as soon as Evans went out, Kate Otten got 8 targets, 9 targets, and he caught most. They still got Trey Palmer. He's not bad. Trey Palmer. He's not. You know what? I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks to at least cover. I do still like them to win the game. I don't think the Falcons. I think the Falcons are shit, to be honest with you. So, if I was to bet anything, it would be. I don't have no props for this. Player props. Let me just.
Are you sure?
Let me just. Trey Palmer is sitting. No, I'm sorry. Kate Otten. Kate Otten receptions are sitting at 4.5 right now. I'll gladly take Kate Otten over 4.5 receptions in this game.
Okay.
That's what
I think the Falcons win. The Bucks lost both of their stud wide receivers. I hear you about Kate Otten. Yeah, he should get some receptions. But if I'm leaning or if I'm thinking in terms of a game script, trying to anticipate different outcomes or a specific outcome on this game, I think the Falcons win. I think that they're in control of this game.
Why?
I think that they're in control of this game because I just don't feel like
With Kirk,
the many options through the air. A lot of attention is gone with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans not out there. A lot of attention. So without those people without having to pay attention to those folks, it's going to be kind of tough.
What about the element? Don't you believe in the element of surprise? How many times have we seen these teams dudes go down? They don't have tape on Trey Palmer, and you know what I'm saying. They don't have these. They're about to put receivers out there that we've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
That we've never seen. They don't know their tendencies. They don't know the route. They don't know the routes. I just feel like this Atlanta team's not going to be. They're not going to have. They're not going to know what the Bucks are going to come with. And I think Todd Bowles, correct? Todd Bowles. I think he's a good coach. I do like Todd Bowles. I think he can scheme against this Falcons team. I don't know. I mean, I'm not like I said. Don't lock this in or nothing. I'm just saying I like the Bucks to at least cover. I don't know. I don't like this Falcons. It's really me versus the Falcons. I don't like the Falcons.
Yeah, the last game when the Falcons and the Bucks played and the Bucks had everybody, Baker threw for 180 yards. Now I know that he had 3 touchdowns, but he threw for 180 yards. Where I think that this Falcons team is a little bit more susceptible and where the pie kind of opens up a little bit for them is on the ground. The Falcons, they're allowing 24 or 137 yards per game on the ground, which is good for 24th in the NFL. And the Bucks, they don't have Bucky Irving's not going to be playing this weekend. So it's going to go to either Rachaad White or Sean Tucker. So I'm looking at their rushing lines, which I think is pretty healthy. If you think that the Bucks are going to win this game because you think that the Falcons suck, then you should be leaning more towards the rushing yards of that backfield without one less player in that 300.
And on Sean Tucker.
Okay, he went nuts the other game where he went absurd.
I'm not putting my money on Sean.
Okay, because I might take if we think that this is going to be a close game, if you think that the Bucks can keep it interesting, I would put money on Sean Tucker's rush line if it exists and Rachaad White's rushing line. But
has Atlanta blew out anybody? Never. Not this whole season. Like, do you know a game where Atlanta blew out somebody?
Well, they beat the Panthers by 18 points.
Well, thank God.
You
the Panthers probably when Bryce Young was probably still their quarterback. It probably wasn't when Andy Dalton.
No, that was Dalton. That was 2 games.
Okay. Bro, it's the fucking Panthers. They suck. The Bucks don't suck. Regardless, this depleted Bucks team will probably still beat the Panthers. Okay. Anyway, next game. Jets, Patriots. Oh, yeah. Jets sitting at -7. -325 on the money line. Patriots are +260. Total sitting at 41. In New England.
Yeah, speaking of next game.
Yeah.
This is gross.
Jets money. Jets.
Everything all right over there?
You saw that, right? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Bet the Jets.
They should win.
I like Devontae this week.
Mm.
I think this is a perfect day. Last week, Devontae lost twice to the Steelers in the same week. That's funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. If I was Devontae Adams, bro, listen. Yeah, let me tell you something. If I lost to the same team twice in the same week, I would lose my fucking mind. So I think he's pissed. I think this is the Patriots are a perfect shit team for like the Jets to kind of like, do that, like the coming out of this new kind of Jets look. They lost to Steelers. Obviously, Devontae just got there. Him and Adams tried to click. We saw it, what I'm saying? It wasn't completely there, but which is understandable. He just got there. They haven't played together for a while now. You know what I'm saying? But they got a full week of practice and, getting to learn each other again. The Patriots are god awful. We all know that. I think this is the perfect, like, kind of like Jets coming out game where he hits Devontae, he gets in the end, he gets him the touchdown. They posting all the stories. Jets are back. Aaron Rodgers. You just see it. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens. I think it's more the story to me rather than like. I mean, the Patriots are fucking awful too. I mean, they're not gonna be able to stop. This Jets offense is loaded with just talent. So I mean, I love the Jets minus what you could -7, -9.5. You could take it up to 13.5. And I like Devontae Adams over whatever. His receiving yards. I love his anytime touchdown. I like Breece Hall to get in the end zone this week too. And I like Drake May rushing yards. I'm just gonna keep auto locking that until he doesn't hit it, especially versus this Jets team. Gonna be pressure on him. Not gonna know what to do. And rookie quarterbacks, they all do the same thing when they don't know what to do. They just run. And he's covered they do. And he's covered his line for one game since he's been a starter. Actually, he's covered it every game since he's been a starter. So I'm just gonna keep going back to the well with Drake May rushing yards, and I'm taking all Devontae props. Devontae first, Drake May. It's like a lean second, but definitely Devontae touchdown and receiving yards for me. And the Jets -7.
Okay, I'm not touching this game. I'm keeping it simple and short. I'm not. No.
All right, don't touch it or take Devontae. That's it. Simple. Next game: Eagles, Bengals, 1:00 in Cincinnati. Bengals sitting at -3, -148 on the money line, +124 for the Eagles. Total is sitting at 48. Weird game.
Very weird.
Yeah, it's a weird game. It's like both of these teams are good and they suck at the same time.
The Bengals have been playing better recently.
Yeah.
The defense has really come up. They're 3-4 now. They started out 1-4, so they've won their last two and they've looked better. Like they beat the Giants, and I mean it was a gross game. They scored a touchdown in like garbage time, so it was 17-7, but they still only allowed the 7 points. The rush defense has been really good recently. Statistically on the season, they're averaging 136 rush yards per game allowed, which is 21st. But in their last two games,
Bengals or the Eagles?
The Bengals. What'd you say?
They're allowing those rush yards?
Yeah, they're allowing those. So they're allowing the 21st most. The 21st most rushing yards in the NFL, but recently it hasn't looked that way. So you can't. Sometimes you have to kind of slice slice the stats that you're looking at because the team is improving, and you can't look at it as an anomaly. So I don't think that they're the 21st worst rushing defense now because they're ascending in that category.
Right.
And the Eagles are running for 166 yards per game, which is good for second in the NFL, only behind the Ravens. But I think that the Bengals are going to be able to slow that down a little bit. Jalen Hurts has looked awful through the air. He just throws it to A.J. Brown when he gets in trouble, and A.J. Brown just bails him out, which is probably why the Bengals are favored in this game. But it's a weird game. It's weird.
I like Burrow. I like Burrow versus like good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like he got Pat Mahomes' number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think Burrow in like big games, he like step up. I like the Bengals in this game, kind of. They just suck. Like they're getting better, like you said, but I don't like this Eagles team either. They fucking suck too this year. It's just like you said, Jalen Hurts. I don't know what happened to his arm. He looked too like Jalen Hurts. He looked slow. He looked like he don't even look fast. No, he's running. He looked like a golem. Like he just stopped. Like he looked too stocky. Like he's too heavy. You know what I'm saying?
He looks. Yeah.
So it's not the same Jalen Hurts. Is it a Saquon day?
I don't think so.
He just went off, Cat.
He did.
Yeah, he just went.
But again, he played against his Giants.
Yeah,
that's different. He doesn't care about the Bengals. There's no rooting interest for him versus the Bengals.
I mean, the Bengals' run defense at the beginning of the season was dreadful. It got a little better, like you said, in these last couple games, but
it definitely did.
Like in the beginning.
I know Nick Chubb was just coming off of that injury, but he wouldn't have come back if he wasn't ready. He rushed 11 times for 22 yards. That's not good. Then versus the Giants, let me see here. Tyrone Tracy, 17 rushes, 50 yards. That's not good. 2.9 yards a carry is, and Tyrone Tracy's been doing pretty good in instead of Devin Singletary being in that backfield. So 17 rushes and you just get to 50. That's kind of rough. But if there's one thing that I think that I'm kind of liking here, it's just such an ugly game. But I like, if we're thinking that the Bengals are going to win this game or it's going to be competitive, I like Chase Brown's rushing yards. I know that's not the sexiest thing to bet on, but I think his line's sitting at 50.5. I think that he's been running pretty well. He's kind of been like a chunker too. Like he's been able to like just get chunks of yardage, and the Eagles are allowing 4.7 yards per carry, which is 25th in the NFL. So if I'm going with anything, I think that Chase Brown has earned more carries in that backfield than Zach Moss. I think that he gets to that rushing line. That's the only thing I'd probably be touching in this game. I don't want to entertain. I'm tired of losing money on stupid things.
Brown.
I'm just saying.
Like his name.
Just saying.
It makes sense. I mean, we both think this is going to be. Is 48 high to you? I feel like that's high.
That's a lot of points.
I don't see this. Who score like?
They can't score. Let's not get crazy.
Yes, but they're not the powerhouses they used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bengals just started scoring again.
They were allowing some points, and this Eagles team kind of has that. Even though they really are not that great, they have that ability to kind of attack you from different angles. So the same way that the Ravens put up points on this Bengals team. I think that game like went over 68 points, something like that. The Commanders and Bengals game went to 71 points. There's a common denominator in those matchups. You got Lamar who can run. You have Jaden Daniels who can run. And even though Jalen Hurts looked big and slow,
Jalen Hurts can't run.
Even though he's there,
I'm not giving you that.
He still can run a little bit.
I can't give you that. Jalen Hurts is not a Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson.
I'm just saying.
He hasn't looked like either. Not even a glimpse of them all season. He looks like a fullback at quarterback.
I'm just saying.
I'm not.
So if we're looking at a common denominator of like when the Bengals were giving up a lot of points. It was when that team that they're going up against has that ability to kind of run the ball a little bit. Even though Daniel Jones did run for 56 yards on this team, and they only put up 7 points, but then again, that was Daniel Jones.
Fuck the Eagles. Sorry, D, but fuck the Eagles. I can't. No. Take the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals.
I'm probably not betting too much on this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet too much on this game, but I'm taking the Bengals. T. Higgins has been going crazy. I would look at T. Higgins props for you guys. He's been right now. He's the number one receiver on the Bengals, and that's not a question. He is the number one receiver on the Bengals. He's got the most targets. He's got the most yards, and Burrow's just been feeding them besides Chase. So I do like T. Higgins. I always like AJ Brown. AJ Brown's just too good. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just like he's just too good. So I will never be mad at any AJ Brown receiving or touchdown props because, like I said, he's just a phenomenal fucking athlete and football player. Next game, 4:00 evening games, almost down here. Bills, clap it up for the Bills, everybody. Clap it up for the Bills. Bills versus Seahawks. Good game. Bills -3 in Seattle. Bills -162 on the money line. Seattle +136. Total sitting at 46.5. Yeah. We don't bet on. Well, we don't bet against our own teams, but we will give you a non-biased analysis of the game. My first thought was the over.
Okay.
Once again, I told you, I think I mentioned this like 2 pods ago. Seattle hasn't scored less than, I think it was like 23 points or something like that in a game. I don't know if that's still true right now. I could look, but Seattle knows how to put up points. Is Metcalf hurt?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Metcalf's hurt. So that's, I mean, I like the Bills. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the Bills win this game. I don't know what Seattle's scoring is going to look like without Metcalf. I like the Bills. You?
I'm taking all Russian props, basically. I would take them all down the line, basically.
Ray Davis or James Cook?
I would take Ray Davis 22.5.
That's a lot. I think Ray Davis over 22.5 rushing yards. That's low. I know James Cook is back, but I think he was about to say the same thing. I think that dude showed
James Cook is at 59.5. I'm taking that. Kenneth Walker is at 65.5. I'm taking that. I'm taking all of the rushers for the most part.
Yeah, the Seahawks are definitely going to feed Kenneth this game. Without DK, they're going to rely on Kenneth a lot. I'll even look at maybe Kenneth receiving props too. I think there's going to be a lot of dink and dunks down to him to just move.
I love my Bills, but we have been gashed in the running game, and Kenneth Walker is a walking home run. You know, he can stop him for three carries where he gets
one for 60.
Exactly. We're allowing 5.1 yards per carry, which is 29th in the NFL. That's not great. Rush yards allowed in the NFL, 132.9, good for 20th in the NFL. Then again, right on the other side, the Seahawks are allowing 5 yards per carry, which is 28th in the NFL. And they're allowing 146 yards on the ground, 29th in the NFL. I'm taking all of the rushers in this game.
Sneaky under?
I don't know about maybe, I don't know, because the Bills.
I feel like if DK Metcalf was playing, the total would be at 48.5.
What's it at right now?
46.5.
I think it'd be at 49.5.
I think it'd be at 49. We might be touching 50 if DK Metcalf was playing. Mm-hmm. So I don't think, is DK Metcalf worth 3 points on the total?
It's tough because the way that both of these teams play is a little bit faster in a way because we're 25th in overall percentage of average time of possession, and they're 23rd. So like, and they also average the most passing yards. So they're just like, okay, we're trying to move that ball through the air or a big play with Kenneth on the ground. If it doesn't work, we're giving you the ball back. But with us, it's like, okay, we're kind of doing a little bit of the same thing, or we're giving you the ball back. So I think that just the nature of the way that the two teams plays makes them more susceptible to more points. But I don't even want to entertain any of that. I want the rushers. I just want the rushers. That's it. I want every rusher in this game. Just about.
Yeah, I'm with you on the rushing props. I'm definitely with you. If I had to pick one rushing prop, it would be Ray Davis over 22.5. I think he gets that probably in the first fucking quarter. Just because James Cook, he is back, but he is still a little banged up. So I don't expect them to just send him full throttle, especially after what Ray Davis did in his last game. I think they definitely maybe want to kind of explore that maybe two-back situation where you know what I'm saying? Maybe become like a two-back team to not where they're going to split carries, but to maybe where Ray Davis is averaging maybe at least like 9 to 10 carries a game. You know what I'm saying? That's not unreasonable, especially with James Cook coming back. So I love that. I love that pick from you. And I like the Bills. I think Bills -3. Take it. You can take them on the money line, -62 if you don't mind the push. I mean, if you don't mind the juice. And I like the 3 too because, you know, if you get the push, you get the push. But I think in longevity, I just think the Bills come away with this game. I think it's maybe a little ugly at first, but I think second half, if the Bills get up, I feel like the Seahawks aren't coming back because Geno doesn't have Metcalf and those threats no more. You know what I'm saying? You got Njigba, you got Lockett, but
No fan.
does anyone?
Kenneth Walker. You still
No, Kenneth Walker. I'm scared of Kenneth Walker on the ground in the screen pass, but we was always going to be scared of that. But I just think like if the Bills get up, I just don't see like we seen other teams get up on the Seahawks the last like 2-3 weeks, and Geno just keeps up with them, or he comes back and gets them back in the game to at least make it close. The Bills get up on the Seahawks without Metcalf, that's going to slow that down dramatically. So I just don't see them really like getting back in the game. I feel like if the Bills get up, the Bills are going to stay up.
Fair enough.
Next game, Saints, Chargers. Chargers are -7. Who's hurt? Kamara. Saints are -7.
Well, the Saints suck.
Saints do suck. -325 on the money line, +260 for the Saints. Total is sitting at 41. Is Kamara officially out?
I don't think so. No, I think it's just questionable.
Who's hurt? This line moved from 3 to 7. Someone's hurt.
The Saints are bad.
Saints are bad, but that's just because the Saints are bad. Don't cause for 4 points on the line.
Yeah, somebody probably put $1 trillion on the fact that the Chargers are going to win by 3.5.
I mean, they might be right. I could have swore. Oh no, Kamara playing.
Saints are really bad.
7 to the Chargers, bro.
The Saints are really bad. The Chargers are a top-tier defense. And Justin Herbert proved last week he can move the ball through the air without even really having any wide receivers. He threw for over 300 yards to a bunch of people we never.
Are you comfortable laying 7 with the Chargers on anybody, bro?
I think that it can happen.
If the Chargers are playing Panthers right now, would you lay these points?
Yes, they already beat them by 7.
What about the Patriots?
I don't know. No, probably. I might still. Yeah, I might still. Spencer looked bad last week. And who did they even play last week? I can't even remember. Because it doesn't matter. But I'm going to look anyway. Who did the Saints play last week? They played the Broncos. They lost by 23 to the Broncos. By 23 at home.
That's tough.
That's a lot of points. They let the Broncos put up 33 points. That's a Bo Nix-led running back. A Bo Nix-led offensive attack. Put up
I like
33 points on the Saints.
I like J.K. Dobbins though.
I
Saints 29 in rush yards allowed. Allowed 146. You don't like Dobbins?
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Fuck.
You said it's what?
High as shit. It's at 76.5. What the fuck? Who do you think he is? No, what the fuck? Like,
The Saints defense is old and tired.
well, going
They're
back to
getting used.
well, if you think the Chargers, well, hold on. If you think the Chargers, do you think they're going to destroy them?
The Saints are allowing 146 yards per game on the ground.
Yeah, I'm taking J.K. I'm taking J.K. Dobbins rushing yards.
That's 30th. 30th. They're allowing 5.4 yards per carry.
I just seen it. That's why. Yeah,
5.4 yards per carry.
J.K. Dobbins rushing yards for me. Otherwise, I don't want nothing else to do with this game. Oh, Taysom Hill anytime touchdown. Don't say I ain't say it.
Take the Chargers points, but let's move on from this disgusting game.
Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, Chargers. Take them. No, Bears, Commanders.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Bears are favorite.
I don't know why they're favorite, but I take the Commanders.
Jaden Daniels is still questionable. He wasn't ruled out yet. Bears are minus 148, minus 3 on the line. Total sitting at 43. If there's a chance that Jaden Daniels plays, I would bet this now.
I don't even care if he plays. I'm taking the Commanders to cover regardless. Marcus Mariota is a perfectly fine bet.
Oh, here we go.
Perfectly fine.
Did you fall for the okie doke that he did last week where the quarterback get hurt and then the backup come in and wow, and then next week we like, yo, let's take him.
I'm just saying, to do what they want to do in this offense, they're the exact same player. Jaden Daniels is just the rookie. Like, he's good. He's a good quarterback. But he hasn't really done anything where I'm like, oh, he's actually next up. He's good. He's good.
In the MVP race for the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, everybody is. As long as you don't suck.
He was wild. He wasn't in there because he was. He was in there because he was wilding.
He's been great for a rookie quarterback.
He not better than Marcus Mariota?
I'm sure he's better than Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
But he's not blowing him out of the water. This is a veteran who knows how to come in here and he knows how to run this offense the way that Dan Quinn wants him to run this offense. I know that they played the Panthers, but they still put up 40 points. Now tell me, if Jaden Daniels went out and then you put in Mason Rudolph, actually, I can't even say Mason because the Titans put up 32 points versus whoever it was they were playing. But that's neither here nor there. He's not going to go out there and do anything too crazy. I feel like both these defenses are good enough to keep it close. The Bears, yeah, they blew out Jacksonville, which Jacksonville sucks.
The Bears haven't played a top 10 power offense all season, so you might be right. To be honest,
they blew out the Panthers. Everybody blows up the Panthers. That's like saying water's wet. You know.
Why is this? Why is the schedule so bad?
I don't know why. I understand that they have Jaden Daniels. I would lock in the fact that the Commanders are going to cover this at home.
Okay. You know what? I don't got much to say much about that. I'm with you. I was just trying to play devil's advocate. The Bears suck. I hate Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I don't like him.
I said, well, geez, that seems a little hard.
I don't like him. I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm watching Caleb Williams. This is the thing. I'm not looking at. I see the stats and the little highlights the next day. Oh, he threw for 300 yards twice this season. Did you see? Is anyone watching Caleb Williams? So, I watch Caleb Williams almost every week. He's not good, and he's a rookie. I get it. He's gonna develop, and I think he's gonna get better. But I don't. he's not good. Most of his yards, Kev, honestly, come from players making plays after the catch. He'll throw a quick swing pass or down and out, and they'll like break a tackle and break it for like 30, 40 yards. And that's how they've been moving the ball. It hasn't been Caleb Williams just dotting. You know what I'm saying? That's not what Caleb Williams been doing. But I'm with you. Commanders, take them. Plus money too on the money line. Plus 124. Great price. Even if you want to get a little spicy, take it up to Commanders minus 2.5, maybe 6.5. Go as wild as you want. Next game.
Oh, one other thing that I kind of like from that game, if we're thinking about a prop, DeAndre Swift has been playing a whole lot better in these last few games, and he ran really well versus the Jaguars rush defense. I know they're not the greatest football team, but one thing that they do know how to do is mitigate the rush attack. And if I'm not mistaken, he had a decent day against them. I know that they were busting them, but he had a pretty good day against them. Let me check that line really quickly. When they played Jacksonville, they won by 19, so of course he has some more opportunities, but he has 17 carries, 91 yards on the ground and a touchdown against a formidable rush defense. His line is currently sitting at a number that I'm going to have for you in just a second once I pull it up here. But his line is currently at 59.5 yards. I think that's not that hard to achieve, the way that he's been running, the way they've kind of developed this rushing attack over the last handful of weeks.
And the Commanders going to like blow them out?
Do I think they're going to blow them out?
If you think the Commanders win, don't you think that the Bears going to try and move through the air?
I think the Commanders win. I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's a close game. So I think that the script should just be about as the most even script as there is. I just don't understand why the Bears are getting 3 points, because it started as 1. It started as 1.5. So it's just like that makes a whole lot more sense. But a full field goal, I'll take that all day long. But the Commanders are allowing the 18th most rushing yards in the league. You have an ascending rush attack from the Bears because they're starting to get more balance, which is kind of opening things up for Caleb Williams a little bit, so he doesn't look like such a rookie, which is good because you don't pick up DeAndre Swift for no reason. So that 59.5 rushing yards, I'm not really too scared of it. I think that's a healthy enough line, the way that he's been running the ball. But that's all I got from this game. I'm not doing nothing else.
All right. Move on. Chiefs. Raiders. You know this matchup all too well. For some reason, the Raiders do stuff with the Chiefs. Chiefs are minus 9.5 on the line, minus 4 on the money line. Yes, it does. Raiders plus 330. Total sitting at 41.5 in Las Vegas.
I don't like a lot from this game. They just got DeAndre Hopkins, but I don't like a lot from this game.
I am taking whatever D-Hop's receiving yards are.
Okay.
And taking whatever receiving yards Brock Powers is at. The Chiefs are the worst, or top 3 or something, worst in the league guarding the tight end. They can't guard a tight end to save their life. Brock Powers is the only offensive weapon on this Raiders team, which we see. And I was watching D-Hop, what he said about coming to the Chiefs, and something just stuck out to me that he said during the press conference interview. He said, I haven't played competitive football in a few years now. I'm excited. So to me, I feel like D-Hop is getting a little bit of that just, you know what excitement do to you, just that when it's meaningful. You know what I'm saying? He was with, I don't think D-Hop cared with the Titans. I think he knew he wasn't getting them. What most of these wide receivers are doing nowadays, like Jerry Jeudy is a perfect example. Like, they don't care anymore. I'm not getting the ball. Would you, being D-Hop, who was the best wide receiver in the league for like 2 years back in his prime, and not too long ago, you get to play meaningful football with the best quarterback in the league right now, besides Mar. No disrespect, but y'all know Patty is Patty.
6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
6-0.
Huh?
6-0. Don't do that. We're not about to do the Patty debate right now. We can say that for another pod. We can do it, but we ain't gonna do it right now. But I think the Patty slander on here is crazy. We don't do no Patty slander on here.
Jesus.
I love D Hop and Brock Powers in this game. That's really all I got from this game. I love the Chiefs in this game. Take the Chiefs -9.5. I think that line is completely warranted. The Raiders,
1 second.
absolutely horrible. I think they've been checked out. Like I said, the Chiefs are horrible versus the tight end, and I think D Hop is coming to play. So, and the Chiefs and Patty, and once they get somebody new, they always try and get that guy some touches or get him in the end zone. So I'm loving a D Hop anytime touchdown as well. But this Raiders team sucks, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about these guys. Chiefs, D Hop, Brock Powers. That's all I got for this. Next game.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown.
Clear it out. What?
Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. I agree with that.
For whatever reason, he just keeps falling into the end zone. He's been averaging like 1.9 yards per carry, but he gets his touchdown.
He comes in that like James Conner, Montgomery. Not that he's as good as he's not, but when I'm talking about just getting into the end zone, those running backs who just somehow, some way, just find a way to get a fucking touchdown, no matter the worst game they ever had in their life, they're going to score 3 touchdowns with like 20 yards on the ground. Who was that year that had we bet? I forgot. He had like 4 touchdowns that game, and we had his over rushing yards, and it was only like at like 40-something and a half, and he didn't get it.
It sounds like a Jamal Williams stat line, but I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Or that I remember that time. Remember Kelsey had 4 touchdowns and he didn't hit his receiving line that one year when Patty just threw to him like at the 5-yard line. But anyways, that's all we got from this game. Last evening game before the night game, Panthers, Broncos.
Moving on to the night game.
We're not gonna do that. Don't bet that game.
I'm betting Javonte Williams rushing yards. I know he has failed me before. He has literally cost me $1 million, but I don't care.
Yeah, I remember that. That was that. Bo Nix rushing yards too. I like that for this game. Other than that, nothing.
I'm taking Javonte Williams rush yards.
And the Broncos -11.
And I'm taking the Broncos to cover. Bryce Young is back.
Oh, Broncos -1 million. I'm sorry, I did not know that. Broncos -1 million. Sean Payton versus a rookie quarterback. And trust me, I love Sean Payton. I love that Saints team. It was my favorite team. Saints is my second favorite team. Drew Brees is my favorite quarterback all time. But I'm realistic about Sean Payton and his coaching style. But I know against a rookie quarterback, Bryce Young, I'm taking the Broncos too. Javonte Williams and Bo Nix rushing yards are on me and KP's radar. But otherwise, stay the fuck away from this fucking horrible ass of a game that's coming on at 4:25 Eastern time here on Sunday.
You probably even take all the unders for the wide receivers, every single one.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You know what? That would be a nice under parlay. Just take all unders. It doesn't matter who it is. Just go to receiving yards and just go down the line and click under.
Like, hey, maybe can I just click one and swipe it all the way down? Can I do that?
Just take all receiving. There's going to be no passing in this game. I would take the passing yards down. Take the under passing yards for both of these quarterbacks. Bryce Young, I don't know what his line opened up at. It's probably 140. But
do they even have a pass line? He's not even on there yet.
He's not on. Yeah, like I said, his line's probably going to be at like 140, and they're going to try and trick you to make it real low, so you take it over. Don't fucking fall for it. Still take the under. Okay, don't take.
Let's guess Bryce Young's passing line right now. I think Bryce Young throws for 78 yards. I think he throws for 78 yards.
I think that's a little disrespectful, but it's not. But I'm going to give him 92. I want to give Bryce Young 92 yards. I'm going to give him 92 yards. 7 for 15. 6 for 15 attempts, 92 yards, 1 interception.
Okay.
2 interceptions if you want to get crazy. But 1 interception, Bryce Young to throw an interception, whatever that is, it's probably minus money. It should be plus, but that's how you know how bad he is. Against the Broncos secondary, Bryce Young's throwing a pick. FanDuel pick up Broncos defense. I know they're going to be, if you play fantasy, I know they're going to be $5,000 this week. But if you want a defense, pick the Broncos because they're going to give you a good 15 to 17 points. Last game, night game.
Oh, sorry. I keep doing this.
Yeah.
I will probably put my life savings on the Panthers under, which I think is at like 15.5, somewhere around there.
Team total?
Team total.
Okay, team total.
Like, what? I was looking at that earlier because it was just like, well, is there something in here? As I was doing my research, I was just like, I don't. Yeah, their team total is currently at minus 120 for 14.5.
Yeah, if the Panthers get 2 touchdowns in the field goal, I'll be highly surprised in this game. Cowboys, 49ers, last game. 49ers hitting at -4, minus 198 on the money line. Cowboys at plus 164. Total, hitting at 47. I'm taking the Niners. I know that.
Cowboys are going to get walloped.
Huh?
They're going to get walloped.
Lions are down. People betting Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Great.
You don't think that means that?
I don't care.
Cowboys.
The 49ers are going to win. I know that Brandon Ayuk is done for the season. I know that Debo is day-to-day. I don't even know if he's still on the injury report at this point in time.
You know what that means? Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings, boy. We know about you know about Juwan Jennings, but you know.
Jordan Mason.
Then nobody got it. My part.
The 49ers are going to run for 200 yards on this Cowboys team.
Yeah, I love Jordan Mason. Yeah, I do love Jordan Mason.
The Cowboys are going to run for 47 total team yards. They suck on the road. They suck on the ground. The 49ers are not. What do you say?
Rico Dowdle? Dowdle? Is that still the running back, Cowboys? Rico?
Yeah. And Zeke.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, he's Ezekiel now. He's not Zeke anymore. He's
Ezekiel. What is Zeke rushing yards? I don't care if it's 15. I might take the under. I
doubt that they prop him. Did they prop him out?
I'm about to look. I'm looking now. What is Zeke's rushing yards?
He's not even on there. Rico Dowdle is 42.5. I might take that under.
That's a lot of yards. Not a lot, but for against this 49ers team, I think
they suck on the ground.
Yeah.
They suck on the. They
suck in the air.
They're not that bad through the air. They can move the only way that they can move the ball is through the air because they're dead last in yards per game. Yards per game on the ground. They average 77 rush yards as a team. 77.
Yeah.
You know, that's not only one person running. That's anybody. That's it.
Yeah. 49ers. Let's take the 49ers. I like the -4 too because they're trying to trick you a little bit, trying to get you to bet Cowboys. That means they try to trap you. Bet the 49ers.
I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy. This is your last go around. Jerry Jones set you up for failure.
Well, I think that's it. That's our slate. Take what you want from this. I will be posting. Me and KP are going to obviously discuss a little more for Sunday. I will post to the Twitter. Follow me right there. At Spotlight _716 for all of our official plays and plays that we like for Sunday. Like, subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. Goes a long way. We'll be back on Monday for our Monday Night Football and NBA. edition where we give you guys some props for Monday Night Football parlay and give you some NBA picks. Got a large slate on Monday. Kev, you got anything? Closing remarks? Anything for the people?
Not really. I mean, we didn't took up enough of your wonderful time during this day. We appreciate you guys stopping on by. Hopefully, we're able to give you guys some information. It's going to help you become a little bit more profitable this weekend when it comes to football. And best of luck with any of the bets you're putting in. And just remember to come on back here. We're trying to help you guys out. Let's all rise up together.
Thank you guys. This is the Loxs Gambling Podcast. I'm out. KP out. Hok out. See you guys next time.
Take care.
You are now watching the Loxs Gambling Podcast. Let's play, baby.